Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, fam? Welcome to another episode of Chop Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here, my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling this morning, big dog?
Hey man, it's Super Sunday, man. You know I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. Ready for the big day is finally here, man. The big day finally here, so I'm ready to see the big game, man. Can't wait.
Absolutely, man. The big day is finally here. Of course, everybody, we'll be waiting. Everybody getting themselves together. Run all your errands early as possible. Those grocery stores are gonna be packed. Everybody trying to get squared away for the game this evening, man. So make sure y'all do that, man. Make sure y'all get out and do that. But after y'all hear this word, though, we got a word for y'all this morning. So we definitely gonna jump into some things. Of course, we're gonna preview the Super Bowl. Also, we had a few items on the news segment. We got a couple some awards that went out. So we definitely gonna try to touch on each and every one of those things. But before we do that, we have to with Jack. We got to go through the house rules, man. The house rules, excuse me, are the same as always, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, and make sure y'all hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? Become the newest member of the Film Fam. Holler at your partners, let them know what's going on. Tell them they can come on over. We got plenty of room. We got plenty of seating. We got plenty of food, plenty of drink. Tell them to come on through. Holler at your boys, as we kind of go through things. Be in the know of everything we got going on, so when me and Willie Jack putting something together, and I guarantee you, we will not let you down. All right, Willie Jack, let's go ahead and jump into our first bit of news today, Willie Jack, and this is one that you had posted. Ryan Grubb actually gets hired as the new offensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, man?
Yeah, man. I didn't necessarily expect to see this one, or didn't expect to see this one coming. And honestly, like his name didn't jump out. So he was the offensive coordinator for Coach DeBeer. I can't remember his first name, but Coach DeBeer. So the head coach of the Washington Huskies, they went to the Final Four. They ended up going to the national championship game and losing to Michigan. So Coach DeBeer of Washington, he leaves Washington and goes to Alabama to replace Coach Saban. So he brings over Coach Grubb as his offensive coordinator from Washington to take over in Alabama. And so, but before I guess officially that, of course, happens, Coach Grubb gets hired away and is now going to be the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks instead. So, like the post I saw talked about it because he was at coaching at Washington. You're in Seattle. Then he agrees to take a job in Alabama. And so hopefully he didn't already sell his house and move his kids, because now that he's going to be coach of the Seahawks, you know what I'm saying, he's still going to be right there at home in Seattle, but now he's going to be in the big stage, in the big league. And so, but yeah, I'm curious to see just how that Washington college offense, I guess, translates to the NFL. Like I said, I know my dog Chow, he doesn't watch as much college, but it was a very downfield, vertical attacking style of offense, like for sure. So like they definitely let Michael Penix air that thing out, man. And so and it was tons and tons of vertical routes. Like I said, either goals or deep back shoulders. I mean, so it's a really a wide open vertical offense, man. So anxious to see how that translates, and if they bring it, they just bring it over, cut and copy from the college ranks to the pros.
Yeah, and with that being their style of offense, Willie Jack, I really want to see it because they have the weapons to do so. We talked a lot about DK Metcalf this year. We also talked about the weapons that they've had over that they've added this year in the rookie and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now, I'm not sure how the Seahawks will land in terms of who's left of those three guys when it's all said and done at the end of this offseason. But either way, I think they'll still have some guys in place that could run that style of offense. Of course, we've already kind of stamped Kenneth Walker as a legit running back there. So they'll have some different things to work with there. Now it's just, all right, how well can you mesh with Geno Smith? Or do you continue to move forward with Geno Smith, and just what that dynamic becomes in terms of the relationship and how we can kind of transform this offense to being more consistent. Because I think that's the thing with the Seattle Seahawks offense. They need to be a little bit more consistent than they've been over the past, couple of years. So if they can develop some consistency and then that defense continues to develop and grow, then we're looking at a more competitive team and a team that'll be definitely a little bit closer or more legit contender for the playoffs and possibly moving forward through the playoffs as well. So those are some of the things, as you mentioned, Willie Jack, that I'll be looking to as well. Okay.
No doubt.
Absolutely. In other news, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, we just mentioned last week that the Cowboys decided to go There's several ways from Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, the newly hired head coach of the Washington Commanders. So coming in to replace him is also another former head coach, and Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer, former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, definitely has that defensive mindset, known for coaching those hard-nosed defenses. He comes in and replaces Dan Quinn to try to help bring this put this defense in a better place. They have a lot of weapons, as we all know: the Michael Parsons, the Diggs, the Blands, the DeMarcus Lawrence's, all the different pieces that they have and that they brought over. So they got a lot of those pieces. So now they're just looking for somebody to really bring it all together, make this defense a little bit more a little bit more consistent, and to see if they can open up more things for Michael Parsons. Willie Jack, what's your overall thoughts on this Mike Zimmer hire?
Yeah, man. I remember Mike Zimmer, of course, man, all the way from his time. Well, he was with Dallas a while ago, way back in the day. He went to Cincinnati for a while. Then, of course, he took over as the head coach for the Vikings. And then those Vikings, for a long time, had some pretty tough defenses. But his hallmark or the kind of hallmark or calling card of his defenses is definitely a 4-3 base look. But he likes to run that loaded double A gap scheme. So you'll see like the two inside linebackers walked up in the A gaps, and they do a lot of stunts or games or bailing out of like that alignment. So it's almost like six guys across the front line a lot of times when he gets into that package. And so that was a big calling card of his defense. And so now in this defense, I mean, for all intents and purposes anyway, I mean, I know we still kind of refer to and talk about Michael Parsons as like an outside linebacker in like the 3-4 sense, but he's a traditional defensive end. That's what he's been, especially all this last season. He didn't drop or anything at all. But in this defense, I think the roles of the ends are a little more, I guess, traditional. So I would imagine, I'm wondering if maybe we see Micah like transition more so to the weak side as opposed to being the base end in Mike Zimmer's version of just kind of like say 4-3 with that kind of like double A kind of loaded kind of front or whatnot. But no, I mean, I do like the hire. I like Mike Zimmer as a coach, just period in general. So I like Mike Zimmer as a coach, and yeah, just curious to see just kind of how this defense evolves going forward, because the personnel that they kind of have, they've kind of had a kind of hybrid or mixture of like 3-4 personnel from what when they were running a standard traditional 3-4 back with DeMarcus Ware, like me, and they've kind of slowly transitioned or evolved kind of from that base look, but it still hasn't full-fledged gone 4-3. And so I'm curious to just see what they do with their current personnel, the moves they make it to come and draft and maybe get bodies that kind of more so fit what Zimmer's going to want to do. But no, as far as a coach in and of itself, man, I like Mike Zimmer as a coach for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to really run a 4-3 nowadays, or traditional 3-4, because of the dynamics of these offenses now. Most of these offenses they're at least coming out with 3 receivers, so having to do all the different things, and the utilization of the tight ends and how athletic they become over the years, it's so much different. I put up a stat like a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago. Zach the Mac, shout out Zach the Mac. Zach the Mac is in the building, and we did a comparison in terms of the teams. So like if you come up with a standard 4-3 or it's like strong 3-4, and you want to run that a lot of the game, a lot of times you're looking to defend the run a little bit more often than what you see today. But we did a comparison in terms of like the running backs leading the league in rushing and in rushing attempts over the last, I would say, 20 to 30 years, and just did a comparison between the running backs this year and if you want to go back to 1994 or so, there's probably maybe 2 backs right now that have touched 300 carries this year. Maybe just 2. If that, it may be just 1 this year. There are 2 backs that probably touched 300 carries. If you go back and look at the stats and just pull up the running back leaders, a list from like 1994, there's about 10 backs that all got over 300 carries. So that alone just shows you just the difference in how the game is ran from 1994 to now. So I would be curious to see how he would more so run his defense and how he would evolve the way he would normally run defense to the way a lot of these offenses are running their game today. So those are some things I kind of saw, and I mean, pretty interesting, man. Definitely pretty interesting.
No doubt, no doubt, man. We know we got the Facebook folks chiming in as well, and my dog Chop, man, he put up a good message. If you comment on Facebook, we can't see your names on the YouTube. Won't show your name, so if you wouldn't mind dropping your name in the comments. But I got the Facebook feed pulled up on my phone as well, and so yeah, I'm trying to
Well,
communicate with everybody on Facebook as well, man. But
Well,
yeah,
well,
but just
that, well,
heads
that's
up.
perfect timing then, Willie Jack. Since you got to pull it up, man, we want to give everybody their proper shout outs, man. So go ahead and shout them out, man. Let's do a film fam check in. Who done checked in the building so far? Who done fill in from Facebook? Who we got from YouTube, man? And if y'all haven't jumped over on the YouTube spot, man, go ahead and jump on over, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe button for us. But yeah, film fam check in, Willie Jack. Who done fill up in the building so far, man?
All right, yeah. So for the first person that was in the Facebook feed, man, Smitty Smokehouse, man. He said, "What's up, cuz?" I assume
Oh,
that means
oh,
that
that's
the people.
because that's what's going on right there. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. Then our dog, hey, Skinny jumped in, man. Skinny jumped in on the Facebook as well, and then he ended up doubling back and jumping in on the YouTube for sure. And so, man, shout out our dog Skinny, man, and real deal STL Sports in the building for sure, man. Oh, my fault. That's my reply to him. But yeah, nah, man. He said he didn't missed a lot of shows. I can't find any message. My fault, but. Anyway,
You
man, he
good.
said he didn't miss a lot of shows, but he's been covering a lot of high school basketball here lately, man. So man, he's glad he got to tap in and catch us for the Super Bowl for sure. Man, my big cuz TC in the building for sure, man, on Facebook as well. Appreciate you, big dog. I need to know, man, if your cheese gonna do it today or not. Let me know. And then sis, man, Sierra jumped in on the Facebook as well. So we love to see you in here as well, Sierra, for sure. Good morning.
Absolutely, absolutely, Willie Jack. All right, man, but that's pretty much our news for today. Pretty light news segment, but that makes for a more fun show, man. I think we're gonna have a good time on the show today. Of course, I said some awards have been given out, so we definitely want to touch on some of those. So let's go ahead and jump into that, Willie Jack. We had the awards. I know me and you had the
Our award, yeah.
predictions, our awards, that we kind of gave out on our show last week. But now the official awards have come out. So, of course, I want to run through those, recap them. Tell me what you think. If you think anybody got snubbed, you think it should have been somebody else. But let's just go ahead and run through them, man. And let's start off with none other than the MVP award. The MVP for 2023-2024 season went to none other than the Baltimore Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Willie Jack, what was your take on this one? I know you kind of picked it. You kind of expected it. What was your overall take on it, though?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it was chalk for me. Like I said, so that was my pick as well. And so, like I said, man, just the way the season unfolded, I don't think it turned into much of a surprise. Just the deeper we got into the season, and then with the uptick in play that we saw, kind of just the way that Ravens team kind of got pretty high. Lamar definitely elevated his game, man, especially in those big games and those big moments. And so, I wasn't surprised to see this one at all.
Got you. And I think that was the thing that won it for him. It was in the biggest games, the biggest moments, the prime time when you were the only game on TV at those times, or what the games that you showed up. It wasn't that his season was just that crazy. I I wouldn't have made that pick as my MVP, but that's just the name of the game, and of course we've grown to know that this is more of a QB award than anything else because of just the position and the weight that the QB holds just on the general teams on each and one of their teams. So he was a guy that kind of showed up when it counted the most in some of the biggest games. So of course Lamar Jackson is your 2023 MVP winner, man.
No
Absolutely.
doubt.
Absolutely. All right. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We had the Offensive Player of the Year, and I think this one was pretty chalk for both of us and probably anybody that was a part of the voting when it came to Offensive Player of the Year. Christian McCaffrey, man. Christian McCaffrey got the Offensive Player of the Year this year. I think well-deserving, led the league, in just about all the running back stats in terms of yards and, touchdowns and all those different things, and a very, very vital part of this San Francisco 49ers offense. So, of course, I think this award was pretty expected, especially after we saw the fallback of Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown, who got hot at one point during this season. CeeDee Lamb came on strong towards the end of the season, but I think it was a little bit too late, and Christian McCaffrey was already in cruise control by that time came in. So, yeah, this was a pretty chalk pick for me, Willie Jack. Anything on this one?
No, same. Like I said, man, I think, well, yeah, we both had this one picked for our own version of these awards as well. So just like you said, man, this is the chalk pick. And so, yeah, he was pretty consistent just all the way through. 2,000 total yards of scrimmage, over 20 touchdowns. Yeah, man, see Matt handling the business.
Gotcha. Now this next one though. Now this is the one I'm gonna point. I'm gonna let you go first, Willie Jack. My dog Willie Jack. Of course, y'all know he's a Steelers fan. You know what I mean? He rocks with his dogs. But this one, I don't feel like Willie Jack is being a homer on this one. I kind of agree with him. But I'm gonna turn it over to you, man. But our defensive player of the year this year landed over in Cleveland, man. It went to Myles Garrett, man. Myles Garrett with the great season. Don't get me wrong. He had a good season this year. He wins the Defensive Player of the Year award. Well, Jack, go ahead. Talk to me about your take on this one, man.
Yeah, man. This one, man, I just couldn't get behind, man. Honestly, I mean, Myles Garrett had a great college season because the college season lasts about 12 weeks. You know what I'm saying? About 12. Some teams play 13 games or so because Myles Garrett disappeared for roughly the last 6 weeks of the season. I don't know, man, but he's a terrific player. Like I said, and especially to start the year, he started and had a great half a year or so. But of course, man, I feel like TJ definitely got snubbed for this one, man. I feel like this might have been the second time TJ been snubbed, man. But this one,
it's the first. I know what the other one you're talking about.
No. This could arguably be the second one TJ's been snubbed for, man. But honestly, man, this one's me for sure. I don't know, man. I feel like PFF really I think spearheaded the campaign for Myles Garrett, bro, in the NFL, really fell in line and just kind of, man, I don't know, man, but I didn't like this one myself, but like I said, man, Myles Garrett's a terrific player, and he still did have a great year, but I don't think it was the best defensive players season by far, not at all.
Yeah, me either, Willie Jack. I'm with you there. And if you ask me, he's not even first team All Pro this year. And that's not to say that it's anything bad. It's not
I
a
didn't
bad
think
thing.
so either. Mm-hmm.
Because Max Crosby had a phenomenal year. He had a hell of a year. And of course, I think both of our defensive player selection would have been TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt deserves that defensive player of the year. But hey, man, that's the way of the game. It happens. It's just something needs to be done. We got to fix some stuff around here, Willie Jack. Definitely do. So there we go with that. Let's move on to the offensive player of the year. Not offensive player, I'm sorry, offensive rookie of the year. Offensive rookie of the year goes to none other than the rookie sensation, C.J. Stroud, man. C.J. Stroud, of course, with a strong showing his first year, had rumblings of, possibly being in the MVP conversation at some point throughout the year. Of course, led his team to a division title, even one playoff win, man. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. And he comes away with the offensive rookie of the year award. I think I was leaning a little bit more Puka Nacua, you know what I'm saying, in terms of this award. But hey, man, I'm not totally upset about the specific award. And yeah, it goes to CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud with a strong showing. Willie Jack, what was your take on this one, man?
No, this like I said, same as what the NFL got, man. Like as I said, this one was chalk for me. Phenomenal year. We know we already talked about the turnaround and defeating the expectations of this team. Not only not being a bottom 5, bottom 10 picking team in the draft, but won a division, won a playoff game. Like I said, the rookie quarterback with a rookie coach, with a rookie offensive coordinator, with a standout rookie wide receiver. I mean, like I said, it's just overcoming all those odds to, like I said, win a playoff game and have the rookie quarterback be in MVP discussion before he gets injured and misses a few games in the heart of his season with a concussion. So I think for me, man, this one was pretty clear cut.
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's go to the defensive side of the ball, Willie Jack, where we have the on the same team. On the same team in Houston Texans, they bring together, they sweep the Rookie of the Year awards, and Will Anderson gets the Defensive Rookie of the Year award. I know this was kind of a close one. I don't think anybody kind of really stretched themselves away from the rest of the pack. But what coming right back to you, Willie Jack, do you feel like Will Anderson was the one for you in terms of this Defensive Rookie of the Year award?
This one was a little more wide open for me. Like I said, I mean, I think for me, no, I think I ended up going with JPJ, but I think it was for me. It was between JPJ and Jalen Carter, and so I think Will Anderson probably would have fell third behind those two for me. And so if not JPJ, then I'd have went Jalen Carter. But at the same time, I think especially as the season wore on, he definitely stepped up and started to make a. And he definitely turned in a very solid season. I think he ended up finishing with roughly 40 tackles and 7 sacks. I think he had a quiet first month and change or so of the season before he kind of found his legs and got going. But once he did, he definitely had a very solid season. So I don't hate it, but not necessarily my pick, of course.
Gotcha. All right. Well, moving on, keeping it pushing, man. Let's get to the comeback player of the year. This one I think had a little bit of a controversy behind it. I know Zach DeMack came and chimed in and said, "Hey, man, listen, I got some different feelings in terms of this." So he came in and let us know, like, "Hey, Flacco was fun. You know what I mean? He was fun and obviously good for Hamlin, but Baker won the playoff game after running scout team DN reps for the worst team in the league a season ago." What are we talking about here for comeback player of the year? And Zach DeMack, I have to agree with you, man. I have to agree with you. First off, congratulations to Joe Flacco. I'm not gonna hate on you. You know, you did have a good comeback, but 5 games compared to Baker Mayfield coming back and just that entire story of him finding his groove and getting back into what he is used to doing and just to himself in general, I think was a bigger story and made for just an overall bigger performance than what we saw from Joe Flacco. Now, don't get me wrong, Joe Flacco was what? He wasn't even on the roster or whatever the case may be. But Baker Mayfield just, I mean, before the start of this season was pretty much a backup quarterback until, you know, getting another opportunity. And then boom, you see him, he lead his team to not only just a division win, but a playoff win too. You know, so it got to give credit to Baker Mayfield. He was my comeback player of the year, Willie Jack. I know you've kind of felt the same, but I don't want to steal your thunder there. What was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no, exactly. So I had Baker Mayfield in this award as well. Then yeah, shout out to CB, man, because my thoughts exactly. Like I said, man, Joe Flacco had a phenomenal month of football play, but I don't think that should necessarily supersede the 17-week,
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying, the
come on,
17 weeks
man.
of what's the reincarnation that we saw for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was like in the quarterback graveyard. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield was gonna find his way on the bottom of somebody's 53 as a perennial second and a half, potential third string quarterback going forward, and then found a way to not only revive his quarterback, but led a Buccaneers team to win a division, win a playoff game themselves, and really, like I said, he's expected to sign a contract somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 or so million, man, a la kind of Geno Smith, like we just
If
saw from a year or so ago. So, yeah, Baker, I think was
awards can be
got for.
won on a 5 game stretch, then we need to start looking at the rest of these awards. Okay,
I mean, I guess well, we saw Myles Garrett, man, win his defensive player of the year off like a half a season. So I mean, I guess it's
that
not so
5 game
strange. You
stretch.
know what I'm saying?
You know what I
It's
mean? Do
not
we
so
need to
strange.
revisit Tyreek Hill in his 5 game stretch? Should he be offensive player of the year? I mean, like, come on, man, what are we doing here? What are we
You
doing
know,
here?
hey, you know what, Chop? I mean, like what? Lamar had like 5 standout games as well. I mean, so you know,
Hey,
maybe it's
if I
not
mean
such a stretch.
if that's what it's come to, maybe we cracked the code, Willie Jack. Maybe that's what they doing over here. Maybe that's the reason why, man. Because
That
Myles
might be
Garrett,
it.
his 5 game, you know what I'm saying? He had more than 5 game shit. All right,
No, he had like those first 5, like out of the first
but
like 2 months of the year, he had like 5 like standout games that really kind of like
I could
kind of pushed
his
it out
best
to
game
start
was
the season.
probably the best of any defensive player. I'll say that because he pretty much won that Indianapolis Colts game. I gotta give him. He was balling that game. So his best game was probably the best. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's at.
I don't know, man. I think
You
of a
said that's
game.
debatable, huh?
I think it's the best because I can think of a game. I mean, I think about T.J. Watt scoring the game-winning touchdown against the
The
Cleveland Browns.
interception.
So I mean, or no, he would the interception get the Rams, but then scoring a touchdown on fumble recovery against Myles Garrett's Browns in a game he also had a sack and a half or 2 sacks. That's all good.
Okay, I got you. Hey, I'm with you when you're right, Willie Jack. Yeah,
My
yeah.
dog.
Matter of fact, shout out to Zach DeMack, man. Yeah, that's right. Give Khalil Mack the defensive player of the year. That boy had a 6 sack game.
No, see that. No, he got the defensive player of the year off a 6 sack game the time he did win defensive player of the year. So yeah, he don't need it twice like that. He had a 6 sack game when he was with the Chargers. No, not with the Chargers. When he was with the Raiders. Yeah, and then one defensive player of the year that year.
I got you. All right, man. Then last award, man. Let's go to the coach of the year. Now, of course, there were other awards, guys, but these are the ones that we actually focus on. But the coach of the year, man, this one goes to Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. And I'm not necessarily mad about this one. I don't feel the same way I felt in regards to like some of the other awards that we already spoke about because of the job that he did the majority of the season with a backup quarterback, with multiple backup quarterbacks, and to still keep your team to guide the team to 11 wins. I mean, that's tough to do, Willie Jack. For anybody, you know, when you got what's DTR and then Joe Flacco as your backups, and Joe Flacco wasn't even on the roster. Man, it is. It's a phenomenal job. Now you had one of the better defenses, and you also lost arguably the best running back in the league in Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? So you lost some different pieces, but you held it together. So I'm okay with this award, Willie Jack. I'm okay with it. I would have leaned towards D'Amico Ryans, especially with his first year and dealing getting to the playoffs and winning division with rookies. But I'm not mad at this Kevin Stefanski award. How you feel about it?
No, I didn't. I think I mean it's not a terrible selection, but I just think there was better options on the table. Like honestly, I think D'Amico Ryans for me, like rookie coach, rookie OC, rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? Like they were they were a top 3 drafting team in last year's draft before he took the job over. It means they were the second. Their record showed that they were the second worst team in the league last year. So from the second worst team in the league last year to division winner, and then you win a playoff game after the regular season over. But just the turnaround that they had, I think, still supersedes what Stefanski was able to do with a pretty loaded roster, mind you. Now they did get the injury to Watson, like I said, through the midpoint, and there does need to be a lot of credit for, like I said, getting lucky. Like you said, like man, Joe Flacco had one more wish left in his lamp. You know what I mean? And so that's essentially what it was. You know what I mean? And
hey, that's funny.
but true. You know what I'm saying? But then like I saw a take as well, and I didn't really give much credit or thought to it at the time because of how their season ended. But I think Dan Campbell, man, I don't think we gave enough credit to Dan Campbell just really turning around the whole culture and the whole energy, the whole just everything around that Lions organization, and then being 3 plays away from maybe playing today themselves. And so in hindsight, like I said, if it wasn't going to be D'Amico, then I think the next guy should have been Dan Campbell for what he accomplished. I know we all remember the downside and the bad stuff and how the season ended, but looking at where he brought that Lions team to where they are now, I think maybe we should have gave Dan Campbell a little more credit.
Well, the only reason I feel different, Willie Jack, is because I think that did he win the who won the coach of the year? No, Brian Dable did. You're right. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. No, he hasn't won it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got valid points. I don't know why I thought for a second I saw Dan Campbell's name, but yeah, it was Brian Dable. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Willie Jack, I'm with you there. All right, now that we kind of went through each of the awards, we want to go into some other players that receive recognition, but we're moving to players that are retired from the game, players who have moved on, and or we're hoping to get their chance to get that gold jacket, to get that bust, to actually go into the Canton, Ohio Hall of Fame. You know, and me and Willie Jack talked about a lot of the finalists, and we picked our guys, and the guys came out. Willie Jack, the list came out. So here is the list of your Hall of Fame class of 2024, and that includes defensive end Dwight Freeney, kick returner, punt returner. That's what I'm gonna call him. Devin Hester, wide receiver Andre Johnson, middle linebacker Patrick Willis, defensive end or defensive lineman Julius Peppers, Randy, and I don't know why I keep asking you for these names lately, Willie Jack. Randy
Gradishar,
and Steve McMichael. So those are the guys that are going into the Hall of Fame this year. Congratulations to each and every one of your guys, every one of these guys. But we got to discuss it with Jack. We got to discuss it, man. There's some names, you know, that we may have felt like got looked over, got snubbed, and there's probably some ones on here that we chose and felt like, all right, these guys are for sure probably going to get in. So let's talk about it, Willie Jack. Let's talk. First off, let's get the guys their credit. You know what I mean? But also, you know, as you sum it up, tell me some guys you feel like you should have been on this list, man. Should have for sure got in, maybe over some other guys or some names that you feel like should have been replaced.
No, I got you. And so for the most part, man, I think out of the 7 names chosen, and you know, when we did this exercise, we didn't take into consideration that they generally do reserve a couple spots for like some of the they have a term for it, like I don't want to say like older players, but they reserve a couple of the seats for like a couple of the like gosh, man. The
seniors?
There we go. Like the senior selection or whatever. So
yeah.
So Randy Gradishar and Steve McMichael got 2 of those seats as like senior selections, let's call them. But the class was 1, 2. Yeah,
And
it's 7.
let me hold you right there too, Willie Jack, because I want to know your opinion on that. Because I and this is my fault for not doing more research on it, but what was the process like a while back? You know what I'm saying? How has the process changed, and why do we need to include seniors in this? Because I feel like if you didn't make it in a certain amount of time, then you just weren't. I started to feel like prime time. Like there's a hall of very good, but then there's the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame is the Hall of Fame for a reason. Everybody don't get to the Hall of Fame. Everybody don't get over those steps. You know what I'm saying? But why do we have this special place for these seniors who didn't make it in however many years, but now that the pickings are slimmer, they got an opportunity to go. You know what I'm saying? So when we get in, these guys, he played in the 1970s. So when we get into 2050, right? We get into 2050, and just for this class, just to talk about this class, just for Rodney Harrison doesn't get in. When we get into 2060, is he on that senior list now? Does he get in now because it's been so long and now he's just amongst the few seniors that's left? Like how does that process work? Or how does this, kind of sit in your mind? And do you feel like this is something we should have, or we should just keep it rolling? If you don't make it by a certain amount of time, you just, hey, I'm sorry.
No, and so, man, all right, let me unpack. You went a lot of ways.
I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on.
I'm sorry, Willie Jack. I apologize.
Okay, so talking about like the senior selections, I don't necessarily. I definitely do believe that there should be some style of deadline. And shout out to our dog Zach the Mac, man, because I think he kind of summed it up as what I was thinking as well. I think there does need to be the ability to kind of go back and correct right or wrong that was done, like maybe in someone's time, because and especially the way that they do the voting and how subjective it is, how much of it is determined by the media who not so secretively hold grudges. So against guys like Charles Haley, against guys like Terrell Owens that we've seen here in recent memory, you know what I mean? They that like I said, they weren't media favorites, and so they had to pay the price kind of for that. Now they both got in, but like most notably, like a guy like T.O., who, like I said, gets kind of spited for media differences, etc. But there are instances in which, like, sometimes, like, if a guy does fall through the cracks, then yeah, absolutely, we should go back and pick that guy up. But kind of like Zach Max was saying, like in the MLB, like while they do leave your eligibility window open for a certain amount of time, it's not forever. And so maybe we do need to close that window down, because yeah, I don't want to, like, the longer we give, and especially with this senior thing, then we do start to kind of slip in and kind of let in guys that were like my dog Chop was saying, like some of those guys that sat a long time in that room are very good. Well, then now 30 years after the fact, now we get a sentimental aspect to a little more sentimental. Now we remember things a little fonder at times, the further we get away from it. I mean, all these things come into play. And so, like, yeah, like, because for me, if you're going to be a Hall of Fame guy, one of those guys, like, bro, if you ain't make it in 30 years, bro, then, like, I don't know. If you went to Hall of Famer 30 years ago, I don't know how you're Hall of Famer 32 years from now.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that, like, I don't like that aspect of it. But like I said, there does need to be a way to still kind of to go back and right some of those wrongs that may have been done. Like I said, because we have seen guys that we go through their, we go through their accolades. Like, man, you mean to tell me he was a all 80s decade team member? He was all pro 6 times in the 80s. He went to 9 Pro Bowls. He didn't get in. So sometimes, like, it'll be a guy maybe that is like that does need to be included. But can somebody put up the list again? Somebody, what team did Randall Gradishar play for? And I don't mean to do
the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos.
I'm glad you told me. Never heard that man's name before in my life. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not my era. You know what I'm saying? So it's not my era, even though I feel like I am like a means a learned, fan of football. But
which means if you ain't heard his name, Willie Jack, that means, no disrespect to you, Randy, the story could have been told without him. It's been
Yeah,
told. It's been told thus
and not
far.
to say that I'm the end all be all, or me or Chop,
Right.
not the end all be all
Absolutely.
at all, but still, you know what I mean? Like so that's the part of it I don't like. Now, as far as the class of guys got in, I think I had all these guys. No, I didn't have Andre Johnson in. Andre Johnson's the only one that made it in that I didn't have on my own list, but I'm a huge Andre Johnson fan, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, Chop definitely knows this about me. I am a huge Andre Johnson fan, but I can't. And shout out to our dog Zach Mack as well, man, ZB, because he also called it out as well. Like, man, it's hard for me to justify like Andre being in, and then like Torrey Holt's not in. And the reason I said now, I think personally, I think Andre Johnson is a greater individual receiver than Torrey Holt. That's my personal opinion. But I can't deny Torrey Holt being an all decades member for the 2000s. He led the 2000s in total receiving yardage. So like his 13,000 yards that he accumulated from 2000 to 2010, that's number one for that decade. He won a Super Bowl his rookie year as a member of the greatest show on turf. So I mean, he's got the necessary accolades to be in, regardless of my maybe like personal or independent feelings. You know what I'm saying? But and so to see and so like for everything that Andre Johnson was, and for me, because I like to say I'm an Andre Johnson fan, but I don't know if I can list out his accolades, so to say, as far as his place in history in the game, and say that it supersedes what Torrey Holt was able to accomplish, like in his career. Like even in those Rams days, I liked Isaac Bruce better than I liked Torrey Holt. Like at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just a bigger Bruce fan than the Holt fan. I don't know what something about Torrey Holt just didn't necessarily float my boat. I don't know. I don't know, but
hold on. It didn't do what? Come on, man. You can't be going away from the brand.
Like,
No.
That
That ain't what you say. That ain't what you say. We got to go back to.
but respectfully, but like I said, but like taking my own subjectivity out of it, a guy is all decade. He led the decade in receiving yards. This is a decade that had prime T.O., prime Randy Moss, prime Marvin Harrison, prime Reggie Wayne. You know what I mean? Like prime Steve Smith, prime Hines. Like there's a litany of guys that we name that are all in our recent memory as being some of the greatest to ever play the game. And his numbers stack up favorably against all those guys. And he's a Super Bowl winner. And that was his rookie year, and he was a part of a great machine, but he was a big part of that offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, so just the kind of the way it goes. And so I don't know, man. That those are some of the things that kind of just don't necessarily sit right. But I'm not angry necessarily or mad at seeing Andre get in. Like I said, because personally, I was a huge Andre Johnson fan for sure. Like I thought he was destined to be a guy that sat on the doorstep because like he didn't have the opportunity to have like the postseason success or the postseason accolades or be on that postseason stage or make a run, or like he didn't have those opportunities. He didn't play for a lot of there were no like great Texans teams that he played for. He played for like the Texans that were just breaking into the league, and they had some rough years, boy. It was a rough go of it. And so I thought he was going to be a victim of that circumstance and not make it. But tremendous player and one of my all-time favorites for sure.
Yeah. And I think Willie Jack, you bring up a good point because I kind of feel similar to you, but at the same time, it's like if we're talking about the Hall of Fame is an individual awards. Don't get me wrong, the players around them help them get all of the numbers and stuff like that, which I think was more of the case for a guy like a Torrey Holt and a Reggie Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So it was the things around them. They both played with Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, we know what he did to the game and how he revolutionized everything. And then on top of that, Willie Jack, Reggie Wayne was never the guy. You know what I'm saying? He never was the number one guy. He was usually the second guy until Marvin Harrison retired. So that's when he became more of the guy. But these guys, if you just look at it skill for skill, you know what I'm saying, what they're able to do and just the explosiveness and, just the skill set that they bring to the table, I think most people will pick Andre Johnson if you're just looking at that. Now, if you're looking at the numbers, you look at the numbers and say, okay, these guys have some great numbers, but that also takes into consideration the situations, the greatest show on turf. And then at that time, people were saying, oh, this is the new greatest show on turf, you know what I mean? Or on earth was from what the Rams had. And then what Peyton Manning was able to do with that offense. So very similar situations between Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne. Of course, I thought that Torrey Holt definitely should have been in, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because I don't want us to also knock a guy for having to play or catch passes from Matt Schaub and
Man, it was ugly out there, boy.
David
David Carr,
and
Matt Schaub.
You don't want to knock a guy from doing that because a guy can only do so much. You looking at this. Andre Johnson was 6'4", 215, 220 pounds.
230.
230 pounds, ran a 4.3, could run all the routes.
Ran track at Miami. He was on the University of Miami track team.
The guy had everything. You mean to tell me if he was put in any one of the same situations as a Torrey Holt or Reggie Wayne or anybody else who played with a halfway decent quarterback, this guy's numbers wouldn't be different? Come on, man. So for me, that's the reason I'm not mad about it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to ding it too much because the guy was special, man. He was special. And himself, he was special. Torrey Holt, those guys are special in their ways too. They were very, very good. Their numbers were very awesome. But you mean to tell me if you line it up, you starting from scratch and you got a team, you got him sitting, you got Andre Johnson sitting right here and Torrey Holt on the other side. You mean to tell me you're gonna go with the not as fast, not as big, not as strong Torrey Holt over Andre Johnson? I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there like that. We on the playground, and I got
that's a fair and that's a fair point. Now also, like, it may not sound like it, but I want to remind everybody that we do think that Torrey Holt should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He definitely should have made. I'm sorry if I made it seem like that. I apologize.
We do think that Torrey should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And like I said, and just to close, I mean, like I said, we can move on, but to close it out, like, there were fantastic things about Torrey Holt's game. He was a terrific route runner. He
Absolutely.
had excellent hands. He did show up. He did show up in big moments, in big games. Like I say, he was a rookie that Super Bowl year. He scored a touchdown in that Super Bowl, that victory they had over the Titans. Of course, they make it to the Super Bowl, I think, 2 years later, but then they lose to the Patriots. And then, like I said, there maybe should be an asterisk around that game as well, or whatever the case. But no, so he definitely showed up in big moments. Like I said, he had tremendous hands. He was a very savvy, very good route runner, even if he didn't have like some of the natural gifts of a guy like an Andre Johnson, but still was a fantastic player. Reggie Wayne as well. I think I can say the same thing about Reggie Wayne. Excellent technical route runner for sure. Very great, very reliable hands also. And so both great players, no doubt.
Absolutely. And one comment, Willie Jack, I want to touch on real quick, man. Zach DeMack came in. He said if we make that argument though, then we can put guys like Josh Gordon in. He said stats do have a lot to do with it. And and Zach DeMack, I understand that. I know that.
Nah, Josh Gordon, we gotta stop using him as the example of that one damn season, man. But I get what he's saying, but not Josh.
You know those my guy. But but it's a combination though, Zach. You know what I'm saying? So unlike Josh Gordon, Andre Johnson did have a career where he had great stats. You know what I'm saying?
He's a three-time All-Pro. He was the 2010s All-Decade team, so he still
absolutely
has accolades as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just what I'm saying is it's a combination, and at some point we have to use just logical sense in terms of all right, the situations, because that makes everything. That makes everything in terms of what players turn out to be, what their situations are like. Because, like I said, you got everything just can't be about the numbers. The numbers are great, you know what I'm saying? And if we're just comparing numbers, then you're going to always put the person with the best numbers. Drew Brees is always going to be better than 99% of the other quarterbacks that ever played the game.
When he retired, did anybody think he was better than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning?
Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? So at some point we have to use a combination of both and then make a decision off of that. You know, so that's all I'm saying. So yeah, it's a combination of things, but I'm not mad about it, is what I'm saying. I do think Torrey Holt should have got in before, but at the same time, I'm not mad about it.
And then one more time, man, ZB just kind of wanted to clean it up. He said he's not anti-Andre, but just doesn't think he should be in over those two guys. And like I said, and I can understand that. Like I said, these guys were, if there is kind of like a pecking order, or guys has already kind of put in their time and been in line. There's been a log jam and a kind of backup at the receiver position anyway. It feels like the receiver position always kind of
gets slighted. That's the one that gets slighted,
always
man.
gets slighted. It always does. It always gets slighted, and so we do tend to kind of see that. But no, I agree and feel like kind of like ZB. Like Andre was my guy when he played. I'm a huge fan of his career for sure. But man, what are we doing with Torrey and Reggie? You know what I'm saying? Because now this has got to be that had to be a terrible blow to both of those guys. The fact that we've got a receiver in and it's not one of those two guys who've already kind of been in line waiting their turn.
Absolutely, Willie Jack. Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack. Well, we're about halfway through here, man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of a break real quick, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a little bit more fun, man. Me and Willie Jack, we did some things earlier this season, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun when we come back. So y'all stay tuned. Take a listen to my dog Willie Jack. Listen to him. Follow these directions. All right, and we'll be back on the other side.
Episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. You feel me? Also brought to you by the Three Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the Three Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, that's three the hard way, that's the 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say it at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's Three Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, Three Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man. Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch. For sure. Y'all got some cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable, get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner to. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program. All right.
All right, and we back, man, to the regular scheduled program. And shout out to my cuz, shout out big cuz, Jeff, man. Jeff done fell off in the building, man. He done came in. He was dropping some knowledge too, man. He said, and Andre Johnson put them hands on Cortland Finnegan. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I've been talking to him in the Facebook chat for sure, man. He definitely been in there active. So, yeah, man, shout out to Jeff for sure.
Absolutely. So here we are, man. We're on the second half of the show. So we're going to have a little bit of fun before we get into the actual Super Bowl preview. Y'all know that's what we're here for, man. So we definitely going to preview the Chiefs and 49ers. But before we do that, before every season starts, me and Willie Jack like to do what we call some bold predictions, man. We go through some bold predictions, and that's where we come kind of a little off the wall, man. A little off the beaten path of things. I don't know if Willie Jack remembers. Actually, I don't even know if Willie Jack has seen the video clips that I put together for this season. But this is going to be his first time. He's going to see it today. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get his live reaction from some of the things that we've said earlier in the season based off our bold predictions. We're going to relive them. We're going to laugh about them. Some of them we might be sitting here like, hey, man, I told y'all. You know
but we got something right. Hey, man, all right.
We was kind of on point. I ain't gonna lie to you, Willie Jack. We was kind of on point. Some of them might not even seem like bold predictions at this point in the season, but we're gonna touch on them anyway, Willie Jack. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn it over to the first video, man. Let's go to the first bold prediction that was made, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, Willie Jack. So here we go.
I got a couple few here to choose from, and you know what, man? I'll go ahead since I already kind of let the cat out the bag a little bit with this. I'll go ahead and let y'all know. Garrett Wilson will be the Triple Crown winner for receivers of 2023. So now what that means is
Triple Crown.
Garrett Wilson will lead all NFL receivers in receptions, in yards, and also in touchdowns. All 3.
Okay.
Care to explain?
Hear me out. At the time, I thought Aaron was gonna play more than 4 snaps for the Jets. So Garrett Wilson had a very good rookie year. He was the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, so we know it was a great year. But I really thought that when Ron, assuming he was going to play more than 4 snaps, like I thought Ron was really going to turn Gary Wilson up and take it to another level, like kind of a la what we've seen him do with a Devontae Adams, with a Jordy Nelson. You know what I mean? And so Ron definitely is a guy that he'll feed his number one weapon. He'll feed his top option, like you said. And so, and Garrett Wilson being like as explosive as we've already seen him be, he's got excellent body control. He's got pretty good hands. And so I really thought that this was going to be a coming out party for Garrett Wilson as Ron goes to New York. And they were gonna. I don't think they were gonna. I don't think I had them going to the playoffs, but I did think that Aaron Rodgers was gonna turn the young fella up, man, and make a big splash. But as we all know, four snaps into the season, man, Aaron Rodgers had to turn it on in, and so that didn't get to come to fruition. So unfortunately,
and Willie Jack, honestly, I wasn't mad at you about that one, man. Like I said, I love bold predictions. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? And they're supposed to be bold. They're supposed to be less likely. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a very small percentage that these things happen. So I think there was a high percentage chance that if Aaron Rodgers played, that he would have had a good season. But the bold part of it to me was the Triple Crown. Like, receivers just don't win Triple Crowns like that.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp won. The last time somebody won it before Cooper Kupp was Steve Smith back in like what 2000
like 05, I think that was the year the Panthers
something like that. That was a while back. So that's not something that is usually won by receivers. So I got to give Willie Jack his credit, man, for going bold there, man. So got to give him his credit there, man. But let's move on to the next one, Willie Jack. Let's see what the next one was. Let me jump into my first one, man. I'm going to go over to San Francisco with my first bold prediction, man. And as y'all probably know, your dog Chop was the first person to come and say, hey, man, these are weirdo machines. I don't care who playing quarterback, all right? And as the season went along, I started to see certain things from that quarterback in Brock Purdy where I felt like, hey, this guy might be a little bit more than that. It may not. I know Shanahan is cold with it, but this guy got a little something else. He escaping pressure, extending the play, finding open guys in the back. He's not making many mistakes. So the more I watched it, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make one of my bold predictions. Brock Purdy, he's throwing for at least 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. All right?
Boy, I forgot about that one. Especially with all the flack you gave Purdy all year. I forgot all about that one, boy.
See, this is why I be trying to tell y'all to come on to the water. You know what I'm saying? I know where the fish are biting. You know what I'm saying? I know where the fish hiding. I know how to catch them. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to get everybody to come on board and holler at your boy, but then everybody want to go overboard. They think they know everything. They're like, oh, since you doing this, I'm going to try to run over here and I'm going to try to outdo you. No, man. Y'all got to stay in pocket. You know what I'm saying? The moment you get out of pocket is when you start going a little bit crazy. Y'all start talking about Brock Purdy for MVP and this. Nah, man. Hey, I know this about Brock Purdy, okay? I told y'all what was going to happen. But y'all want to go too far. Oh, Brock Purdy for MVP. He the coldest. That boy best thing since Joe Montana. hey, but nah, man, on a serious note, I just felt like, yes, he has the tools to be the starting quarterback of this team. I want to make sure everybody remembers this and knows I'm not a Brock Purdy hater. I'm not. I like Brock Purdy. Obviously, I liked him. I liked what he was able to do. And I like, just him as the starting quarterback for this team. He does a lot of great things that fits within this offense. And that's the key. Fits within this offense. You know what I'm saying? He's not that stand up or whatever type of guy. But in this offense, he does it perfectly. And if you give me 2 touchdowns a game, which that's on average usually where he stays, that's 30 touchdowns. And everybody's throwing for 4,000 yards now. So 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns later. And actually, I shorted him a couple hundred. He threw for 4,200 and 31 touchdowns. So, hey, man, Brock Purdy is the perfect quarterback for this offense if, with everything else in place. And he came out and he did it, man. He did it. And now we watching him in the Super Bowl this evening.
No, I'm gonna lie. That was a great call. That was a great call. I gotta give you that one.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm sorry, Willie Jack.
Yeah, I can see where this is going. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and jump into the next one.
Sometimes in the business,
We call that there a segue. Because that leads me right into my next prediction.
Oh, Lord.
San Francisco 49ers do not make the playoffs in 2023. That pen was a microphone. See, that pen was a microphone, Chop. You see, y'all see how that happens? Chop didn't even know he threw the hoop. Chop didn't even know he threw the hoop. See, Chop shot it and turned around because he thought it was good. He don't know it rolled on the rim, and I came through it, and then I put it back in. That's what just happened right now.
You yammed it there.
Hey, that's what's happening right now. Right now, Chop on accident is running down the court like D Wade. He don't even know he just threw it up to LeBron. I just banged on Jason Terry. He don't even know that just happened. He didn't see it coming.
I think I'm a little embarrassed for you, brother.
All right, now hear me out.
Hey, and look, hold on. And not only did you make this bold prediction, but you put a little bit of cherry on top with it. You came with the
it was a little pizzazz.
You had the animations. You had
pizzazz.
Hey, dog.
It was just a little pizzazz. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little pizzazz. But honestly, I thought the Brock Purdy high streak. Like I said, remember, like Brock Purdy came in and started the last like 6 games of the season. I want to say, if that,
like that.
it was an extended Joe Flacco run that we saw from this year, and so I didn't trust that was going to carry over. Like I thought that was more so lightning in a bottle. Like I didn't necessarily trust that it was going to carry over, and that he would not only sustain kind of that early kind of success that we saw him have, but that he would grow on it. And like saying, and he played well last year in those spots, but I think like he took 2-3 massive steps forward from just like the guy that we saw in that hot streaks last season. Like I said, I thought it was more so lightning in the bottle, more so than going to be something that you can really realistically not only sustain but build on. And then like I said, I didn't see him developing into the guy that we saw this year, man. Like I said, I definitely think he far and away exceeded my expectations, obviously. And so yeah. That was no, man. I think he's a no. I think last year
y'all gonna come on. You gonna come to this water.
This is
you
what's
gonna
so
come
funny,
to this
right?
water
So, like,
eventually.
Well, hold on, wait. This is what's so funny. It's like I think at the time of the bold prediction, I thought you were giving them way too much credit. But then as the season unfolded, I don't think now you're giving them enough credit. You know what I mean? Like I think it's funny that way. But no, I think he's definitely proven, man. That he's a guy that can keep him. It doesn't need me to say. It goes without saying. That team can be more than competitive. Like I said, under the guidance of or under the quarterback of Brock Purdy for sure.
Gotcha.
But man, boy,
let's go on about it, Willie Jack. Let me get you about it, dog. I got you.
Yeah, that was rough though. That was rough.
On to the next one, man. That was about one. But let me go ahead and jump off too, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. This is NFC North over here. The Green Bay Packers will win their division. And since we had this, and I think Willie Jack was the same one. I'm gonna go ahead and play the next one too, man. I'm gonna play the next one. They coming away with the win in this division in 2023.
Chop. I absolutely hate to tell you this. I also picked Green Bay to win the division, bro. That was also bold.
It's a bold
I
prediction.
bro. I promise you, bro. I promise you, bro.
It's right there, huh?
And in my mind, I was like, Chop ain't gonna see this coming, because I just went so hard on this boy Matt LaFleur.
Okay.
Yeah. We was on the same page on that one. We were.
We was on the same page in terms of this particular team. And quite honestly, I'm still. I don't know about you, Willie Jack. I'm still kind of giving myself a pat on the back with this one, because I don't know how many people saw the Green Bay Packers actually being as competitive as they were, to the point where they still made the playoffs. Now, they didn't win a division, but still made the playoffs, and actually took the San Francisco 49ers, the team that we're going to be watching today, down to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Took them to the point where the 49ers had to pull off some stuff. Brock Purdy had to have put together a good last drive to come away with the W in this game. So I'm still patting myself on the back about that one, Willie Jack. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah, not well, and I think for me, like I didn't like I was a big fan of Dan Campbell like last year for the job that he had done and was singing his praises a lot of the time, even though they were, like I said, losing a lot more of those games than they won. But I didn't necessarily think that they were gonna, like, I didn't buy into the hype of them. Like, I mean, there was a lot of hype for this Lions team coming into the year about them like making a run and da. So I didn't necessarily buy into the hype that like they were gonna like go and win that division and maybe put themselves in a position to compete for a Super Bowl, in which they end up doing. But yeah, no, I did. I was a Jordan Love fan coming into the league, and honestly, I thought that this being his time to kind of come in and take. I just thought that they were. I thought that defense was going to be a lot better as well. But yeah, I thought they were going to make something magical happen, and they end up doing it. But it was too little, too late, so to say, because the Lions came out the gate, man, and really kind of and really kind of. No, I don't want. Yeah, no. They really kind of put away this division. I think the Vikings shot themselves in the foot early. A lot of the times, then Kirk goes down. Like I said, Green Bay started so slow, and the Lions really kind of had more so firm control of this division for most of the year. So kudos to them.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. This next one, I don't know about this one, bro. For me, all right, we're gonna go ahead though. I did. I warmed up. I let you warm up and stuff. I ain't playing around no more, man. Cowboys will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. I'm jumping off the porch. Hey, man, I ain't here to play no games. So I ain't here to play no games.
The Dallas Cowboys or the Fort Worth Cowboys? You know, the Dallas Cowboys.
Let me clear it up. Let me make sure everybody heard me very clearly. All right, I'm gonna run this back for you. Okay, I'm gonna run it back for y'all because y'all probably, just in case y'all phones is breaking up, you know, connection bad, whatever the case may be. The Dallas Cowboys, the Jerry Jones's Dallas Cowboys, will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year.
Ooh, it's been a long time coming.
All right, let's talk about this here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, my reaction in that video is the same way I feel. Like right now, say, boy, the Fort Worth Cowboys, them guys, the Waco Cowboys.
You talking about the same guys we've been watching the last few years?
Man,
that's what you're talking about.
But if Dallas gonna do one thing, the Dallas is gonna Dallas now, and that's exactly what ended up happening. But no, in fairness, man, they came out lights out, man, and realistically, they were in position to do it. I mean, they really were, but they Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So
you want to talk about a prisoner of the moment. You know what I mean? Your boy fell to that game, man. I was a prisoner of the moment. You know, I feel for, you know, what I heard from Michael Parsons and how motivated those guys were and how this was going to be a different team. And they brought over Stephon Gilmore to help solidify the defense and, you know, all these different things. And Tony Pollard was supposed to explode this year. And it was supposed to be the year. And, yeah, they had a solid regular season. They ended up winning the division, but just didn't pull it off, man. They Dallas came to Dallas when the time was at its highest, man. So
got 50 ball in the crib wild card weekend. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was, man. I know what it was. And, my wife, man, it be your own people, man. It be your own family, man. And she coming, she shooting strays at your boy. You know what I'm saying? She thought I stood on business. It being wrong as hell.
Hey, go down swinging, my boy.
Hey, man, I ain't going down without a fight for sure. I ain't going down without a fight.
No doubt.
All right, Willie Jack. Going right back to you, man. We got two more, and then we're gonna get into this Chiefs and 49ers preview, man. So here we go, Willie Jack. Let's see what yours was.
You know, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? This might not even be too bold, you know. It might not be too bold, nothing like that. Steelers gonna be the number one seed, man. Number one seed this year heading to the playoffs. That's what I'm anticipating, man. I'm anticipating the Steelers being the number one seed in the AFC when it's all said and done, man. The road to the Super Bowl will go through Pittsburgh for this 2023 season, man. Now, to do this, Chop, you have to realize to do this, you probably got to sit somewhere around 13 wins. So, and I'm sitting in knowing that you got to sit somewhere close to 13 wins. So, the road to the Super Bowl will go through Pittsburgh as the number one seed in this 2023 upcoming season. That's how I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking.
You all right? You all right over there, bro? You good? You straight?
All right, look, let me just say. Let me just say, I was optimistic headed to the year. You know what I'm saying? I was optimistic. I didn't know that Kenny Pickett was going to revert to a JV quarterback. I thought we was going to take a progressive step forward. You know what I'm saying? I thought Kenny Pickett was going to build on his like last 6-7 games of the season and progress like we saw Brock Purdy do. But that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened at all. That ain't what happened at all. But I tell you one thing though, Chop, remind the people who was the number 1 seed in the AFC this year. Who was that team? It was Baltimore Ravens. I help y'all out. We swept them, Chop. We swept them. We swept them boys. So we say, man, all I needed was decent quarterback play. You know what it took for us to sweep the Baltimore Ravens? Our third string quarterback, Mason Rudolph, finally coming in and playing decent ball, and then we win a couple games. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had decent quarterback play, you know what I'm saying? And if was a fifth and all of that. But, you know what I'm saying? It could have, there's a world in which it could have happened. That's all I'm saying. It could have happened.
I got you, Willie Jack. Hey, and I think all in all too, though, I may even make that a win for y'all because y'all still made the playoffs, man. With Kenny Pickett as y'all quarterback, like, y'all made the playoffs, and a lot of people didn't know if y'all were going to be able to do that, and y'all did. Y'all did. Now it was an exit, but I mean, y'all made it, man. Y'all made it. Yeah, I don't think y'all chances were as slim as probably what we thought of, like of the Rams and maybe the Houston Texans.
Exactly. Yeah.
But still, I think there was a good season to even make it to the playoffs. Now it's just, you guys building on top of that. So we'll see how that goes, man. We'll see. On to the last one, Willie Jack. We got the last bowl prediction, man. Let's see what this one was. Okay. As long as my dogs, the film fam can hear me, then that's how we're gonna work it out, man. We're gonna work it out like that. And here's my last bowl prediction, man. This is it. We're gonna get in and we're gonna get out of here. The Giants will not only finish last in the division, but Sam Howell will finish with more passing yards and passing touchdowns than Daniel Jones.
Okay, wait, I can hear you now. Now you just kicked in for me. All right, say that again.
Oh, that means I must have been talking
to you. And I saw the Giants, but then you kicked in and you was talking about Sam Howell, so I got confused.
Okay, so the Giants will finish last in the division, and not only that, I'm gonna double down on it. Sam Howell will finish with more passing yards and passing touchdowns than Daniel Jones, than a $40 million man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, and here's why. All right. So I wasn't too far off.
Both those hit.
Well, Washington actually finished last in the division, so they finished last even without Daniel Jones.
Oh no, okay, yeah, they did. Okay,
yeah. So they had a little DeVito magic. You know what I'm saying? It took their second string quarterback. You know what I'm saying? To start getting them
third string.
My fault. Yeah, you're right, because it took their third string quarterback to get them a couple W's. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But so I wasn't terribly off. Of course, who knows what it would have looked like with Daniel Jones playing a full season, in terms of his stats and so on and so forth. So we really don't know.
It would look the same. It would look the same.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can go there. But my ultimate thing was just like, look, man, y'all got this guy. Yeah, this guy $40 million. We've seen what this guy is capable of. I don't really see anything that's going to come different from his skill set that's going to show that he's a better quarterback. And then now the crazy part is they got to rock with him another year because they didn't even get a chance to see him this full year. So they're going to rock with him another year. And it's going to be another year of the New York Giants trying to get things figured out. So
I think they've probably seen enough, but with the new contract, you can't afford to cut him realistically, is what it is. So like it or love it, he's gonna get a chance to play one more year for another $40 million. Because it's gonna be it's $40 million either way. So I think with the cap situation, even though they want to, they can't let him go, not realistically, without biting a huge $40 million bullet. So yeah, kudos and shout out to the Mara family. Y'all did that to yourselves, but that's terrible.
Absolutely. And just to give everybody so last year, full season, not this year, last year, Daniel Jones threw for a total of 15 touchdowns and 3,200 yards. Sam Howell in his first year as a starter threw for 21 touchdowns and almost 4,000 yards. So I don't think it would have been I still don't think it would have. I still think Sam Howell would have threw for more touchdowns and yards than him. Of course, it's yet
For
to be
sure.
seen, but that just is what it is.
For sure.
All right, Willie Jack. I think it's about time
boy.
for us to talk some Super Bowl, man. I think it's time for us to talk some Super Bowl, man. Of course, we got the Super Bowl game coming on today, 5:30 Central Time. And y'all know who it is, man. And without further ado, it's the Chiefs versus the 49ers. And it's only right that we end this show by, just kind of breaking this game down, talking about the, who we feel like is going to win. And we'll kind of go from there. So, Willie Jack, without further ado, man, give me a breakdown of this game. But let's talk through this game. Who wins this year's Super Bowl? Is it the Chiefs? Do they go back to back? Or do the 49ers come out and they up what I don't know if it's a upset, but they come out on top in this game.
Well, and see, this is the thing about it as well. Like Vegas has the Niners as the favorite, but it feels like most people you talk to, or most putting this on TV, feels like most people are choosing the Chiefs, but I think Vegas does still have the 49ers as the betting favorite. And so this is one, man, where it's like on paper, it still feels like majoritively that the Niners have the more talented team. Like I think like name for name, a lot of places outside of quarterback. But other than that, man, you could really make a pretty clear cut argument that the Niners are the more talented team. I mean, like, okay, we'll take Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Running back, we'll take C-Mac. Receiving core, we'll take Debo and Ayuk, obviously. Tight end let's say we could call it a wash, but if we're just going specifically this season, we would probably take Kittle. You know what I mean? Like, I think the offensive lines are pretty close. Like maybe you can go either way there, but I mean, that maybe that's a wash. But then like defensive line, I mean, with the names on that Niners defensive line, we would say Niners. Even if the Chiefs defense is, I think, playing better, but linebacker core, we would go Niners, and then secondary. I mean, we probably would go secondary with the Chiefs. So what? We gave the Chiefs the secondary because of Trent McDuffie and Snead, and then we gave them the quarterback because of Patty. Every other position went to the Niners. Or what do you think, Chuck? Was I wrong on any of those? Do you go anywhere else on, like, if we kind of break it down like that? Like, do you take the Niners over the Chiefs in any of those groups that I just named?
Yeah, I'm with you on pretty much everything that you chose, Willie Jack. I think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so so the Niners are, by all kind of looking at it in that light. Well, we would say, okay, well, the Niners are the better team. Like the Chiefs have the best player, but the Niners are the best team, and so that's kind of what we look at. But also, we got if we're looking at it from like, well, where are these two teams at today? The Niners, for probably the first 12 weeks of the season, were dominant. They played to that level that we expect when we like run through their roster and look at all those stars on both sides of the ball and the machine that they are. They play like that for about 12 weeks, and then they kind of they had some injuries, they got banged up, they got back on track, they get embarrassed in the primetime matchup against the Ravens, they get to the playoffs, they limp through the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like we got basic Brock, you know what I'm saying, having to turn into Superman in the second half of both those playoff games to get this team to where they are now. And then we look at the Chiefs season. Well, all season long, what do we talk about? Damn, man, these Chiefs just don't look right, man. Damn, what's going on with the Chiefs, bro? They can't score no point. Like we talked all year about how the Chiefs just can't get it going, can't get it right. But until we get to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? And now we go on the road to Buffalo. Get that done. Easy work. We go on the road to Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like the reigning MVP winner, number 1 seed. They were looked at. They were, especially the way they dismantled the Niners, who we had thought so highly of, like we just talked about, as dominant as the Baltimore Ravens look. Man, put them on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? And so they really kind of turned up. And so they're definitely playing the better ball right now. And honestly, even though I think that Niners defense is more talented, the Chiefs defense is better. All right, there could be no question about that. That Niners defense has been exposed more than a few times, and we're talking here recently. The Lions lit them up. The Packers were able to both the Lions and the Packers were able to kind of light them up or move the ball at will for great stretches of the two playoff games that we've seen them in. Whereas this Chiefs defense, if there's one thing that's been consistent all year for that Chiefs team, it's been that defense. That defense has been legit from start to finish. And so they didn't have to pick it up or turn it on in the playoffs. They kind of carried this team all the way through, and they're playing phenomenal football right now. And so and the Chiefs have the pieces that just match up well against the Niners. Like Trent McDuffie as your all-pro slot receiver. Okay, so now he gets to tangle with Deebo Samuels. You've got L'Jarius Sneed, who was a Pro Bowl and all-pro snub. He should have made one of them teams. You know what I'm saying? Like I had him on my personal all-pro list. L'Jarius Sneed, okay, he's outside. He gets to tangle and duke it out with Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? Like those are pretty even matchups, honestly, the way that all four of those guys have played. And then we've got, like saying, then we'll see what both teams try to do to stop the dynamic tight ends that both teams has. But yeah, I like what they got going on. I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs, man. I just the way they're playing right now, the way, and specifically the edge for me definitely is like just that defense for the Chiefs. Like Chris Jones is making. He's as advertised. He's the guy that they, he's Stone Cold Jones. He's the guy that is deserving of, the money he's asking for. You know what I'm saying? Like he shows up and he always tends to make big plays in big moments. He does show up in big games. You know what I mean? And there's not going to be a game bigger than this. They use him all over the line. He'll play both. He's a defensive tackle. He'll line up as your weak side defensive end. He'll line up as your strong side defensive end. He'll bounce between the 3-tech and the 1-tech. They'll move him all the way around that offensive line, and he'll find a matchup and he'll find a way to get home. Like I think he's gonna be tremendous in this game. I really like the look at that Chiefs defense. And then honestly, playoff Patty is gonna find a way to get it done. I think they already confirmed Taylor Swift to find a way to book her flight from Japan to Vegas. So she's gonna be in the building as well. We know what that means. We know that means TK going for 100 yards and a touchdown. Like the stars are aligning for these Chiefs, Chop. And so I'm not gonna get in the way of greatness, man. I'm going with the Chiefs to win this is gonna be their third Super Bowl, right? The Pat Mahomes era. So the Chiefs winning their third Super Bowl. I'm going with a score of 31-27. And then I guess my MVP pick for the game, none other than the playoff P, man, Patty Cakes. You know what I'm saying? Patty Cakes, Pat the Mac, Patrick Mahomes.
Pat the Mac. Project Pat, baby.
Big Pat, man. And matter of fact, man, we didn't talk about it. Free Big Pat. Big Pat caught a DUI charge over the weekend. I don't know if he's out for the Super Bowl. Somebody free Big Pat, man.
Bro, he got to see the Super Bowl, bro. Vegas, he got to see the Super Bowl.
Let him see his son win his third Super Bowl. But I'm going Patty Cakes, man, with the MVP. 320 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, Chop. And I think, like I said, man, this situation, this stage, Patty's built for this. And we've seen this from when he first got into the league. No stage is ever too big, no moment's too big, no lead is too big. Like Patty Cakes is built for these moments, man, and I think he does get it done.
Yeah, and no matchup is too big either, Willie Jack. Doesn't matter. This won't be the first time that he's going up against a team where on paper the team looks a lot better than what his team does. So that wouldn't be the first time we see that. But yeah, man, we got the 49ers and Chiefs. We get the rematch of 2020. That Super Bowl a few years back when Jimmy G was a starting quarterback. And just like that one, I think it'll be similar in terms of, I think it's going to come down to the play of Brock Purdy. I think that's just what it's going to be. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game, okay? But I think that gives the 49ers a better chance just off the strength of what what the Chiefs offense what they were last year or the couple years before, or what we've known them to be for so long. I think this being a lower scoring game, like I said, it plays a little bit more into the 49ers' hands. But Brock Purdy has to play clean, man. He cannot turn the ball over. And I think that's what the Chiefs will focus on. I think the Chiefs will focus very similar to what we saw from the Ravens. They're going to focus on trying to shut down the run. They're also going to focus on taking away those easy passes. They're going to make Brock Purdy go through his progressions. They're going to make him move around in the pocket. They're going to make him make those decisions that he makes every single game, where he's rolling out, tries to throw it across field, knowing your arm. If we was doing the overall arm strength on Madden, your arm strength is probably like an 84. You know you can't go. You know you can't scramble to your left and throw it back across the field to the right. And sometimes we see that pass completed. Sometimes we see that pass miraculously fall to the ground. I think that's the side that Brock Purdy has been on a lot more in this particular season. But I think that's what the Chiefs are going to try to make him do. They're going to try to force him into some of those mistakes. But I think the difference is they have to capitalize on those mistakes. Because as we've seen the last playoff game, if you don't capitalize on those mistakes, when they give you an opportunity, it can kill you. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the helmet play so many different times, that the Detroit Lions defender letting the ball bounce off of his helmet and of course falling right into the hands of Brandon Ayuk. If you don't capitalize on those mistakes, they can hurt you. That one cost them a touchdown in their game, which turned to be very crucial. So yeah, that's what the Chiefs are hoping to do. They're going to make sure they put this in the hands of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is going to have to show up big in this game if they want to have a chance to win this one. Also, they can't let Christian McCaffrey go ballistic. They cannot let him have one of those games where he rushes the ball 18 times for 150 yards and catches it for another 5 for another 50 yards and 2 total touchdowns. He cannot have one of those games. If he has one of those games, that's going to open up so much for this 49ers offense and make things so much easier for Brock Purdy. And that's not what they want. You don't want easy for Brock Purdy. You won't make things hard, because if things are easy for Brock Purdy, you can go ahead and expect the 49ers to win this game. If they make it harder on him, that's where the Chiefs really have that opportunity to take hold of this, okay? Which also means, Shanahan, this is big for you, brother. This is big for you. And the more you get into these situations where it's a big game and you continue to come out on the wrong side of it, the more pressure is going to be on you whenever you get back or whenever you have another opportunity. So this one here, you got to be perfect, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Excuse me. Shanahan has to be perfect because, one, you want things to be easy on Brock Purdy. So whatever adjustments you're thinking about making this game, they have to be quick and they have to be the right ones. It's going to be a chess match between Shanahan and Steve Spagnuolo. We saw Steve Spagnuolo. He's able to game plan specific to what the offenses like to do. So with that being the case, Shanahan, you got to be first on it. You got to come out with a good game plan from jump, and then as they adjust, you have to be able to adjust as well to continue to have that offensive success, to continue to be able to move the ball first, second, third, and fourth quarters. So those are the things that you're going to have to be able to do, Shanahan, in order to come away with, to give your team the best chance to win this game. Okay, so who comes away with the quicker adjustments? All right, and just like you said, Willie Jack, and this is going to lead me to my next point. I'll start talking about the Chiefs, but the 49ers are better on paper. Okay, they're better on paper to me. You mentioned all the different position groups and how they kind of stack up, but to me, the 49ers are better on paper. And once they get into a rhythm, it can make it harder for the Chiefs to keep up, because these are not the Chiefs, right? These are not the Chiefs from the previous years. These are not the Chiefs that's putting up all these different points, okay? And if we remember correctly, going back to 2020, the Chiefs in the fourth quarter scored 21 unanswered points, okay? 21 unanswered points. I don't know if the Chiefs have that offense to do that. If they get down in this game where they have to score 21 unanswered points to come away with the W, I don't see the Chiefs winning this game. So the Chiefs can't allow that to happen. And then we just seen it a couple weeks ago. The Chiefs scored 0 points in the second half. They didn't score not a point. So if this the offense we're going to continue to get, which I think we are, I think we're going to continue to get that type of offense. Not that they played terrible, not that they made a lot of mistakes, but just not being able to put up the points, not being as explosive. I think, again, that plays into the hands of the 49ers when you're looking at it holistically. But all in all, I will say this. I got the Chiefs in this game because I've done it time and time again. I've doubted Pat Mahomes.
I know,
I've doubted them. I doubted them against the Ravens. I didn't think they were going to pull it off against the Bills.
Same.
Somehow, every time Pat Mahomes and these Chiefs, they find a way to do it. Andy
Playoff
Reid knows how to win games and knows how to win these big games. He's been here too many times. And Project Pat, he shows up and he doesn't make mistakes at this time. You know what I'm saying? We talk about how he can be careless with the ball throughout the regular season. When it gets to the playoffs, man, Pat Mahomes is locked in. He is locked in, man, and he's doing everything he can to win this game. So I think that this is going to be a very close game, Willie Jack. It's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game just off the simple fact that I don't think the Chiefs are going to be as explosive as we've seen from them before. And I think the Chiefs are going to have a good game plan set for the 49ers. So it's going to be a lower scoring game. And this one, I think it's going to be entertaining to the end. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard-nosed. And it's going to come down to that fourth quarter, to the last 4 minutes of this ball game as to who comes away with the W in this game. Okay. And I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm going Chiefs. They win this game 24-23. I'm going to one score game. 24-23. I think the Chiefs are going to have to play a little bit of ball control, which is different because normally the teams are trying to play ball control against them to keep Pat Mahomes off the field. But I think the Chiefs are going to have to play a little bit of ball control. Mahomes is going to have to continue to extend plays with his feet, make the right throws. The offensive line is going to have to hold up against that titan of a defensive line, and with Joey Bosa and company.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Nick Bosa and company. And then those receivers are going to have to find ways to separate. Javarius Ward is sticky, and they got some other sticky cornerbacks. And Travis Kelce got some linebackers that can cover now. You know what I'm saying? So those guys are going to have their work cut out for them. But I think they can do it. I think they'll find ways to make plays, make things happen, extend plays. And I think they win this game 24-23. And it's on the back of Brock Purdy 2 turnovers, man. Give me 2 turnovers for Brock Purdy in this game. I think they're gonna force him to do that. Just a few performers enough. Well, my performer of the game,
Super Bowl MVP, man. Ain't no point in Super Bowl MVP. Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
You're right. Super Bowl MVP is going to be Chris Jones. Chris Jones is going to be Super Bowl MVP.
The defense. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to show up big. He's going to make the big time plays. I don't think anybody is going to stand out on the Chiefs offensively to the point where they want to give them the MVP. They're going to give it to a defensive guy the same way we saw in Seattle. Back in Seattle, they gave it to.
They robbed Cam Chancellor.
They definitely robbed Cam Chancellor.
They gave it to Malcolm Smith, but they robbed Cam Chancellor.
They robbed Cam Chancellor, man. So
Von Miller got one as well.
Yep, there you go. So I think this one goes to Chris Jones because the Chiefs win. That they got to go with a defensive guy to get this this MVP. If the 49ers end up winning this game,
how many? What's the stats for Chris Jones? You gotta let me know what type of game he had, bro.
Oh, he getting two sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Give it to him.
Ooh.
Yeah, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. It's gonna be big in this game. He's gonna come up. Big.
I think he's gonna have a big game too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the offensive performance I think are gonna come from the 49ers side. I think those are gonna be the guys, and Christian McCaffrey specifically. If I had to throw a performance nugget out there, give him 125 from scrimmage and a touchdown in this game. He's gonna get there. It's almost chalk anyway. So give him that. But I think the offensive,
that's easy work.
Those guys are gonna have the offensive performances. On the Chiefs side, I think it's going to be a collection. It's going to be a collection of guys, and it's really going to be the defense to really stand up and win them this game. So, yeah, give me the Chiefs winning this with 24-23. Chris Jones, my MVP. Christian McCaffrey with the performance nugget.
No, I like it. Now, one thing I would say as well, and shout out to my dog Josh Nichols, man. You know what I'm saying? My Steelers brethren. He in the Facebook chat, man. We've been chatting heavy. But he was talking a little bit about because I think there's gonna be some more scoring than we think. But because he was talking about the Niners defense, and so that's why I was reminding him. I was like, man, look, we got to think about what we've seen for this Niners defense here lately. We've seen the Lions and the Packers move the ball damn near at will for large stretches of these games before both these teams end up kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And then here's the thing about this game for me as well. And I've called him out as being the X factor, and I think he's gonna also be the X factor more so in this game as well. I'm gonna keep that train going. Isaiah Pacheco. What I say about Pacheco all playoffs, man? If Pacheco in this game, I'm gonna set his over under at 70 yards. If Pacheco rushes for more than 70 yards, I think that bodes well for this Chiefs team. And the thing about it is, this Niners defense has been getting exposed in the run game. Like David Montgomery had 100 yards in the first half. Went crazy. Now the Lions, for whatever reason, they stopped giving the ball. I think he had 4 touches in the second half. He He had 118 yards in that game. I think 90 of them were in the first half. Aaron Jones, same thing. Aaron Jones chewed up this Niners defense for 100 yards in their game as well. You know what I'm saying? So they have been susceptible to run game. Isaiah Pacheco runs harder than just about anybody in this league. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if they can get, or if they keep him going, which I think they will, I think he's really going to do a lot to force this Niners defense to kind of stay honest. And then the other thing about it as well, just that Niners defense just isn't playing well. That zone defense has also just been getting chewed up. And so I think Kelce has a day. Like, if Patty doesn't win my MVP, my next choice is going to be Travis Kelce. I think Travis Kelce goes off. And I'll tell you why. Because Travis Kelce is used and operated the same way that we saw Detroit use Sam Laporta. And then also, in addition to Sam Laporta, the same way that Detroit uses Amon-Ra St. Brown. Well, Kelce is used the way that they use those two guys. That's how Kelce's used. That's Kelce's playground. So being in the slot, like if he's like offset in the slot, well, now he's Amon-Ra St. Brown. If he's in line as a traditional tight end, well, now he's Sam Laporta. Both those boys gave the Niners secondary work. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they stick true to their zone that they like to play, because Steve Wilkes, he loves to play zone. That's why it was a credit to him in that Lions game, because they did start, once they came back from half and in crucial situations, they threw man at Detroit and they weren't ready for it. And so, but like I said, I just think that Patrick Mahomes, if you sit back in zone coverage, Patrick Mahomes is going to dice you up. I just can't get past that. Patrick Mahomes, if you're playing a zone and you can't get home, then that is 7-on-7 for Patrick Mahomes. Like, he might as well be playing flag football at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can extend. He's gonna have that ugly ass scramble that somehow gets him 30 yards, and we're gonna be like, how the hell did nobody catch Patrick Mahomes 30 yards? Like, I just see, like, this game is teeing up for me for Patrick Mahomes just to remind everybody, like, oh, y'all think y'all must have forgot. They should come out to Roy Jones. That should be what they came out to on the field. That Roy Jones, y'all must have forgot. And Patty's gonna remind everybody, bro, because if the Niners are sitting back in that soft ass zone, letting Kelce have his way in the middle and in the intermediate parts of the defense, Isaiah Pacheco able to expose that soft run defense, and like I said, just consistently being able to move the chains, pick up first downs, extend drives, keep them in second and short, second and manageable, so that Andy Reid can really dive into his, you know what I'm saying, to his bag of goodies. Like, man, I'm telling you, I think this is one. Yeah, I'm not going to, man. I almost want to spread my score. I got it 31-27. And if Chopton told me Brock Purdy's gonna have 2 turnovers, all right, I'm gonna change my score just a little bit. 31-23. I think Kansas City wins this one. They're not gonna run away with this game, but I do think they win it relatively comfortable, man. I really do, especially if Chop just told me that Chris Jones gonna be the MVP, 2 sacks, a fumble forced, a fumble recovered, and Brock has 2 turnovers. One of those probably a strip sack from Chris Jones, and the other probably an interception. And that seems likely. I can see it happening, Chop. I'm with you. So yeah, 31-23, San Francisco, man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that just did it for me.
That did it for you? 31-23?
31-23, man. 31-23. And matter of fact, look, I already told y'all Patty's going to be the MVP with 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco rushes for 80 yards, has a touchdown. Travis Kelce goes for $120 and a touchdown. I think Travis Kelce is going to have, because Travis Kelce, there is no better player in the league against zone defense. Like, there is no better receiver of any kind, tight end, receiver, running back, like finding open zones, sitting in open zones. Travis Kelce gets to freestyle so many of his routes, and he's in sync and in tune with Patty Cake. So it doesn't even matter what's called on the field. Like, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, they have a success, they have an understanding. Travis Kelce is gonna find a soft spot in the zone, and Patty's gonna hit him like all day long. Like, and you know what I mean? So like, I definitely see him having a big day. I'm giving him 120 yards and a touchdown. And then just to fill out Patty's 3 touchdowns, give Rashee Rice, the youngster, give him 65 yards and a touchdown. And MVS is going to maintain what he's been doing. He's only good for 2 catches. You know what I'm saying? 2 catches, 40 yards, but one of them is going to be a TD. That's going to be Patrick Mahomes' 3rd touchdown. And that's how you get 320 yards and 3 touchdowns for MVP Pat.
Okay, Willie Jack. All right. Well, you laid it out for us.
Miles said he don't like my take. Well, you got to talk.
He don't like. He feel like we jinxing the Chiefs by cheering for him. That's what he's saying. He's saying we've jinxing the Chiefs. So,
I'm catching up with comments now. And then shout out to my mama. My mama's pulling for the Niners. My mom thinks the Niners gonna pull it out. And like I said, like the more and more I think about this game, mama, I don't know. The Chiefs been hot, and like I said, playoff P, MVP Pat, Like I don't know, man. It's shaping up. It's shaping up for Pat to do his thing.
Hey man, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna definitely see. But yeah, Willie Jack. We saw, we conquered, man. We done went through a bunch of different things, man. We done gave y'all the Chiefs 49ers preview. We done gave y'all the keys, you know what I'm saying, the recipe, you know what I'm saying, to this game today. We done talked about Hall of Famers that got in. Oh, go ahead, my fault.
Well, before you get out of here, our dog ZB left this in the chat, man. I wanted us to touch this before we get out of there. Right now, man, give me your top 3 Super Bowl snacks, Chop. You know what I'm
glad. You know what? I'm glad you said this because I got another one for you right after this.
Come on.
Okay, top 3 Super Bowl snacks. Of course, chips. Chips is number 1 off the rip. Chips. I need some chips. You know what I'm saying? Especially chips with dip. You know what I'm saying? Chips with dip. I don't know if that counts as 2, but I'm going with chips for sure.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Call it nachos or dip, chips and dip. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, all of that. All of that.
Got it.
My next snack. Now that was the one I'm gonna. So let me think about it. Cheese and crackers, maybe. I don't know.
Man, you better pick it up for this third one, man. Pick it up.
So, and the third one is an old fashioned. I
ain't mad at that.
I don't have any other snacks. The others I consider food. I see my wife came here and she said
maybe that's what's throwing you off. Yeah. Don't get tripped up by snacks. Just your array of foods to eat for the Super Bowl, man. Yeah.
Rotel chicken and chips. Rotel chicken and chips.
Okay, hey, there we go then. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you gotta have some type of Rotel dip or some style of nacho dip. Wings for sure. You know what I mean? So some style of hot wings, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever your flavor is, but you gotta have wings.
Hey man, y'all threw me off when y'all said snacks, man. They letting me have it, man.
I'm telling you. I was disappointed.
Wings ain't no snack. Wings are not a snack. Rotel ain't no snack either. That ain't no Super Bowl snack, bro.
Yeah, it's like Super Bowl snack. You got a table with snacks and food. You gotta have some type of Rotel, some type of dip, some type of nacho style of dip with chips. You know what I'm saying? You got your wings, and then number 3.
A fruit tray, okay, that can be considered a snack. But when I come back with some wings, I got a plate in my hand. I got a whole array of things on my plate, bro. That ain't no snack to me.
Hey,
that's my meal.
Hey, Bison, Chop got a plate full of summer sausage and cheese. Hey, he definitely do. Hey, our dog Zach back, man. He said he going wings, taco dip, and pizza rolls. But I ain't gonna lie, boy. I ain't had a pizza roll since about like 98. But man, they sound fire though, boy.
Hey, when you have kids, bro, and they be having them pizza rolls, boy, you grab a couple of them ones. Hey, but
I'm gonna say, if they as good as I remember, I ain't mad at that. But no, I'm going hot wings, Rotel for sure. What's that third one, man? I'm not gonna lie, I love a good fruit tray, but I'd be lying if I said I'm gonna be sitting in here popping grapes. I'm not.
Exactly. Exactly,
you know
bro.
You know what? And probably pizza. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna try to do too much cooking and all of that.
Pizza.
So yeah, order this. Let me set y'all party. Don't listen to. First off, somebody do got to make the Rotel. It should be a little spicy. Somebody got to make the Rotel. Order your favorite hot wings. You know what I'm saying? And then order a couple pizzas, and boom, you in there, man. And then you in there.
Bro, that's all food. Ain't none of those snacks. That's all food.
Man, those are Super Bowl snacks. Hey, man. Wait a minute. Yeah, you ain't gonna slide in here like that, big dog. Shout out to my dog, brother Red, man, that slid it to the Facebook. He said he gotta have them little smokies. If somebody's making little smoke, he's right. If somebody's making little smokies be fire, bro. They really do. You fool little smokies in the barbecue sauce, them little baby.
So I guess sandwiches work too then. If we talking about if everything is snacks.
If you get like a sandwich tray, like the big, like those we get them at the work conferences. You know what I'm saying? Like a sandwich tray for sure. Yeah, sandwich tray for sure. Sandwich tray and pizza could have been interchangeable for me. If you got a good quality sandwich tray, I'm with that. I love a good sandwich.
Okay. Speaking of other Super Bowl stuff, I got one more for you, Willie Jack. One more. Mm-hmm. And everybody in the chat, I want y'all to chime in too. Give me the first song Usher coming out to? What's the song? What's the one he coming out to, dog?
Oh, he coming out the year. Yeah, he gonna come out the year. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. It's pop enough. It's you know what I'm saying. It's like he can you know what I'm saying. Have a good dance break. You know what I mean? He gonna get him out.
He
Get
gonna
him
set it
get him
off with
worked
yeah.
up. He gonna come out with yeah for sure. He gonna come out with yeah.
And you know what?
That might be a prop bet. We might need to bet that. I gotta get on DraftKings to see if that's a prop bet. Cause yeah, for sure.
And you know what? That was the song I was thinking of. I was thinking a year too. I don't know. That just had to be the perfect thing. Okay. Here's the other one. Okay, I see Confessions. I see My Way. Okay. I see y'all.
Man, you can't come out to Confessions like you gotta set the tempo and the tone first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come out with the energy. You can't come out with Confessions.
So I tell you, I think he can come out to Confessions, but not do the song. Just do the beginning part where he on the phone, where he just like, yeah, oh, don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? And then
you playing? Oh, yeah, they gonna change the conversation to talk about the Super Bowl. You lying? Nigga, come on, man! I told you about the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, that'd be hard. That'd be hard. You know what I'm saying? All right, does he like? Do they lift him from underneath the stage, or does he drop in from the ceiling?
He coming from underneath. He coming from underneath, bro, for sure.
Okay.
He gonna rise up. It's gonna be the smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
maybe a little bit of fire. The dancers gonna be with their heads down still. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting for their cue so they can get into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, I like, and you know I seen some as well, man. That like he's gonna have the longest Super Bowl performance, I guess, in the history of these performances. Like everybody, normally you get 13 minutes, and I guess Usher petitioned to have 15 minutes because he said he just couldn't cut 2 minutes. But 2 minutes in the concert that's a song, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna give him 15 minutes, and so Usher got something planned. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like we're gonna see a little bit of Lil Jon. Sound like we're gonna see a little bit of you know what I'm saying? Some other cats he didn't partner with in the past. You know what I'm saying?
I hope we see all of that. If it's gonna be, yeah, we gotta have Lil Jon in there.
Lil Jon.
You know what I'm saying? Let him do. Oh yeah. They're gonna have Lil Jon in there. Now that you said that, yeah, he definitely gonna. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see it happening. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Usher got some bangers, man. I remember back when they was talking about like Chris Brown and Usher in that verses, whatever case, bruh. Usher's gonna smoke Chris Brown. I don't care what y'all say, bruh. Usher got real bangers, bruh. Usher, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be tuned in.
Zach the Mac say, hey, gotta build up to yeah. Otherwise, he's gonna lose all the white folks.
Nah, that's why you gotta start. I'm glad you said it. Zach. That's why you gotta start with yeah. You gotta get the white folks in it. You gotta get them ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start with yeah. So you gotta play to the crowd. That's why you gotta start to get them going. Cause you can't just come in heavy R&B and you're gonna lose all the white folks. Shout out to my dog CB, man. Shout out to CB, man.
Straight up, man. Well, yeah, man.
Hey, wait, she ain't gonna say who bought her Usher concert tickets. You went to see the residency. I ain't even get to catch the residency. I'm gonna watch every minute of this performance because I didn't make it to Vegas to see the residency.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I went to the residency and that residency was hard. It was true.
Yeah, man. Look. Hey, my dog brother Red, man, he said is Usher gonna top Prince. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't worried about top. I don't think Prince is the bar. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Bruno Mars is the bar now, bro. Bruno Mars is the Super Bowl bar, man. Can he top Bruno? Because Bruno went crazy, bro. Especially that first one. I think they ended up bringing him back like 3 times, it feels like. But whatever that, I think like that first one he did, bro, Bruno went crazy. I think Bruno got the bar now, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother Red. Shout out to the legend, man, Purple Rain himself. But hey, Bruno went crazy, bro.
I think that's
the bar.
Hey, Beyonce went crazy, bro.
No, Beyonce did her thing as well. Beyonce did her thing as well. They had Rihanna pregnant, dropping in from the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So that was all right.
Yeah, she was.
Prince was in the rain though. You had Mr. Purple Rain in the rain playing his own guitar. That is a legendary moment though. That is a legendary performance for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, Beyonce was hard though. Yeah, Beyonce was hard. See, Beyonce even had a sprinkle. Didn't Bruno have an appearance in Beyonce's too? They brought Bruno.
I'm not. I can't remember if he did.
I'm about to say, like, I think they brought Bruno. Bruno came back for like at least a second, but maybe even a third. I feel like they once he went crazy, they brought him back. He had like a guest appearance on somebody else's too, or something like that. It felt like. But yeah, okay. Yeah. No, that's actually good. That's a good question. Yeah, I think Bruno, Beyonce. Yeah, those is legendary.
I got
Yeah,
you.
those
I got
legendary for sure.
Willie Jack, before we head out of here, man, you got a game ball today, man. We got to get a game
Oh
ball
man,
for this one
and you
today.
know what, man? I tell you what, man. Since the Super Bowl, man, it's the end of the season. You know what I'm saying, man? We instead of a game ball, man, this is the perfect time to just do one of them old school shout outs, man. Shout out to them members, man. Shout out to the members, man. I know I'm gonna shout out the ones that's in the door today for sure, man. We appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, sticking with your dogs through the long run, man. It's a long, grueling season, man, for everybody watching. You know, it's hard on us fans, man. Not as hard on the players, but it's hard on us fans as well, man. And so shout out to us, man. Being in there in this community, holding each other down, man. We appreciate all y'all love and support. Shout out to my dog Miles. Shout out to Sis Sierra. Shout out to my dog Brother Red. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Kenny. Shout out to my dog Skinny and Real Deal STL Sports. And matter of fact, Brother Red, shout out No Voice of the Podcast. Shout out our dog, Big Jeff, man, El Jefe himself, man. Shout out to BP. Shout out to No Balls, No Glory. Shout out to the First Lady. Man, shout out to my dog Scoop and Sting Prince, man. Shout out to, man, I already said my dog Miles, but man, shout out to Prospect Precision Painting. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Wifey.
Man, hey, yeah, shout out to Fam Bam as well, man. Wifey holding down, wifey and sister of the show, Mrs. Boyce. Man, my family been holding us down heavy, man. My mom, she be first and second in chat every week faithfully. Appreciate you, love you, lady. My sister, man, my niece and nephew tap in with your dog, man. My big cousin was in here today. He tap in when he can. So shout out to our families. Man, my auntie. Shout out to my auntie as well. You know I love you, Rennie. Man, man. All the game, man. Shout out to my dog Josh Nichols, man, my Steelers brethren. I'm trying to look for everybody's name. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Man, shout out to ZB, man. How am I going to forget, man, ZB, Zach the Mac, man? If we had to have a season award for the game ball, man, it probably had to go to our dog, man, ZB, Zach the Mac for sure, man. Holding us down in the chat constantly and consistently, man, the strong way, man. You know, we appreciate and love the support, big dog. Shout out to Michael Baker as well, man. Another one of my Steelers brethren, man. Chop, help me out, dog. Help me out. Some of them members, man.
Well, you don't went through a gang of, man.
I know,
you
man.
No Balls Go Gary, Real Deal, Kevin Wilkinson.
Yeah, Kevin Wilkinson for sure. Man, shout out to Ike Turner, man. Shout out to
Juice.
Ike Turner, man. Shout out, who'd you say?
Juice.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Big Juice for sure, man. Man, hey, look.
And then terrible time.
How do we forget terrible time?
You know what I'm saying? Prospect and precision painting. You know what I'm saying? Miles.
Got them boys for sure, man. Hey, y'all know what's going on, man. Real talk though, man. We appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, we can never say that enough. Appreciate y'all holding us down, man. Appreciate all the engagement. Appreciate y'all having fun, kicking it, just talking ball with your dogs, man. And last but not least, y'all can say it with me at home because you know we try to say it every week. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head, do not charge it to my heart. You know we thinking about you, big dog. I'm telling you, we really appreciate the support, y'all. Man, hey, 2024 is in the books, folks. Everybody have a very fun, a very safe, a very entertaining Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully y'all done listen. Hopefully y'all didn't take y'all snack advice from Chop. All right? I don't want to see nobody post no pictures of crackers and cheese on a Super Bowl plate. You feel me? Go ahead and get you some of them baby glizzies, man. Miles said he want meatballs instead of baby glizzies. Them baby glizzies in that barbecue sauce do something, man. Them little smokies. Don't let Miles fool y'all. But y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Have a cool adult beverage if y'all into that. And we will tap in with y'all
I'm
later.
definitely going to have a few of those, baby.
Hey, a couple. Peace.
Peace.